In this video, I want to discuss the address book. If I go to the main screen, I click on the icon for address book. Our address book screen comes up. Most of this is pretty explanatory. Basically, if I want to enter a new client in the address book, I can click new entry and I can give the client a name. Let's say he was Bill, and that was the person's name, but his business name might be Bill's Hardware, for example. Okay, whatever it is, you put in all your information here. You put in all their contact information over the right hand side. I think this is self-explanatory, but what I wanted to point out was a couple of key issues. If I have a look here, I've got 11 records here. Okay, if I click the select button here, search by address, here I can pick and what address I want to look at. So let's say I'm looking for the outdoor experience address that I've got set up in here. I click outdoor experience and it brings this information up. So if I had a phone number there, obviously it would come up. Now I'm just seeing if I can find one to show you. I don't have one there with a phone number. Another unique feature, so you can select your clients, or when you're looking for an address, so you might have a couple of hundred sitting in here, a couple of hundred clients, and this is a quick way of finding them. You also have the ability to type it straight in up here. Let's say I'm looking for, let's find one so I can show you. I'm going to look for this real estate office, okay, Parks Real Estate. Now, I don't know I can't remember the name. Let's say for intents and purposes, I'm going to click the All button, make it go back to the beginning. Let's say I don't remember what the name of the real estate is, but I know it's in Pine Street. Oh, great. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put in Pine. What just happened? We now have one record on the screen. It filtered these records and it found that there's only one record or one address book entry with the word Pine in it, and it returned that to the screen for us straight away. So now I found it. Now if I want to, I can back out by pressing the backplace key up here, and it will just back out of that. If I press the letter P, it says there are 5 entries with the letter P in their names, and it looks at the name and it also looks at this section here. Okay, I can't see the letter P. Oh yeah, Parade. There we go. So it's found 5 records. So I can click here now and view all those 5 records. That's really a nice little tool. So obviously, I want to look for real estate. I'm going to click in real. Well, that's mucked me up here. Real. I wonder what's going on there. R-E-A. Don't know what's doing there. Okay, I don't know what that is. I'll have to query what's going on with that. Something strange. Okay, I'm wondering whether I've got to go all. Maybe that's what it is. I go all, and now I click that. V-A-L. Oh, that's what it was. I hadn't gone all again, and to click real. Okay, so that was for real estate, for realty that I had in there, and it's found 3 entries according with that information as part of the name or the address section. I wanted to point that out. That is a really unique tool and I love using it. Now, I'm not sure if it works on the comments, so we're going to learn something together. Let's just write the word strange here. And I'm going to go all. And we're going to see if it does that. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It came out with an S before because it found it in here. Okay, so that doesn't work on the comments. It works how I thought it works from here and here. I think that's all I need to point out with that. Okay, so they're the unique searching abilities. Now, I wanted to mention over here a couple more little things on this screen. from this screen here, if I click create an invoice, it's going to create an invoice for this client. So when you go over and create the invoice, if I click create invoice and I come over to the invoice screen, and now if I click this tax invoice, you will happen to see that it is going to create an invoice automatically with this client's name. Now I'm just going to set up and create a really quick invoice here, just so I can show you one more little neat trick. I'm just putting anything in here. I just want to jump out of here. I'm going to close here, and it's going to go back to where I was. Now, what's unique about this is, if I click invoice here now and create another invoice, it's going to show me all the invoice that was previously being created for this client. That's when I come in from this screen. So if I click this, not only can I create a new invoice, it's going to show me all the previous invoices that were created for him. See that? That's a neat little trick. And the same thing goes for quotes and purchase orders. So that's why I like coming in here. I click create, I can instantly see everything. This down the bottom here is a address book category. You can create categories for this, guys, and I'll explain why that's useful. Let's look at this particular person here, Mr. Handyman. I'm just going to jump out of here because we can't see that. Mr. Smithville's Maintenance Services. Now, this particular gentleman does lawn mowing. He also does handyman work for real estate offices. He's also a bit of an entrepreneur, and he actually manufactures and creates barbecue settings. Now, if we have a look here, he hasn't got any address book categories just yet. So I'm going to create an address book category. Okay, there's none there. I'm going to create a new address book category. I'm going to say lawn mowing, because I want to put everything in the lawn. So the clients I have for lawn mowing I want to keep together. The clients that the real estate office, I want to keep them together. And I also want to keep the barbecue settings, or the places that I sell my settings to. So I'm going to keep them together, and they're the only three categories I'm going to have. Okay, so now as I go through, I can go back to the very first one, which is this guy here. There's nothing in here, okay? That was a test thing I did before. But let's just say that I wanted to place him under a category of barbecue settings. I can go to my next one here. We've got a real estate. So here's a real estate office. So I'm going to give him a category of real estate. Bill's Hardware. And then I'm going to give him a category. Outdoor. Now this one here, the Great Outdoor, I know that was part of my barbecue settings. I think you see the idea. Another one for barbecue settings. So what that means is I can put people under categories, or those people I want to be in a certain category. If I don't want them to have a category, I don't have to do that. Obviously, if you start using categories, you probably want to give everyone a category, even if you have a general category and you refine the other ones a bit finer after that. It makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I think you get the idea. So what that means is I can come over here now, and as I open up my address book, I might say, well, I want to filter I want to see on the screen all my real estate offices. So I click real estate, and it will filter. At the moment, I've only put two of them, two entries against real estate. So it's filtered the two real estate offices. So that's really handy and a really nice little trick, especially if, say, for this gentleman here, he does lawn mowing. You know, he might have lawn mowing cornered off into his commercial jobs against his private jobs. He might be able to refine it further and say that those jobs that he mows once a month, he might have a category for their monthly mowing, and he can bring them up. And it allows him to filter his business books or his address book a little bit further. Hey, that's there, that choice is there. You can use that facility or not. It is your choice. You don't have to use that if you don't want, guys.